There are some things in life we don't plan to do, but we normally do even on a daily basis. And at the end of the day, we don't even know how many times we've done it or how often we've done it until we start taking stock, until we start organizing ourselves and reflecting and finding out how many times did I do this and that. Case in point, how many times have you laughed this week? You already know. But if I asked you, how many times have you laughed today? Probably you will know. And we're talking about productivity, and I know I'm starting with talking about laughter, but in this series, we are dealing with productivity. What are some of the things we can do on a daily basis so that we don't have to wait until vacation time, until we're taking our annual leave, until the weekend, so that we can recover, recharge, recuperate our body, revitalize our body, so that we can be productive yet again. They say that laughter is instant vacation. I'm not going to crack jokes today, but I'm going to talk about one more thing we can do to be productive. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Every time you do not achieve your goal of productivity, you get stressed. Something is heaped upon your mind and it's like someone has hanged something on your mind and it just can't go because you have not been productive, or probably you've not finished something. Productivity brings fulfillment, it brings joy, it brings a sense of completion. It also brings a sense of accomplishment even as you keep going on in life. But we've kept saying that productivity is as a result of you applying yourself. You cannot be productive by remote control or by Bluetooth. You cannot be productive by artificial intelligence and so on. You have to apply yourself to productivity. You have to apply yourself to work in order to become a productive human being. And we've said that as long as you're going to keep applying yourself, this body of yours is going to keep wasting, going to keep getting stressed, going to keep getting tired and worn out. And occasionally we need to have these moments in time where we are revitalizing our body, we're refreshing ourselves, we're doing things that can take a toll, can take a break from the normal rush, the normal routine of working. Working is a good thing. We're supposed to be working, but we are supposed also to take some time and take a break and refresh ourselves and revitalize ourselves, because it is not just the aspect of working that is important. It is the aspect of working well, working with excellence, working with finesse. And if you're to work with finesse, and if you to put your best foot forward in terms of your work, then you need to be in top-notch condition, athletic condition in terms of your body, in terms of your mind, and in terms of your spirit, so that whatever it is that you're doing is something that people can have a wow factor with it. You see, you don't just do things for the sake of doing. You do things and you put your whole life in it, your whole soul in it, your whole mind in it, your whole effort in it. And so that when people are beholding the life signature of your work, they are able to be wowed and they're able to reflect and know that Lawrence put his life on the line when he was working on that one. For Lawrence to do that, he will need to have a tight, a good physical condition, and healthy mind, a healthy spirit, a healthy body. That is what is needed. And if we are not careful, we are not doing this. We are waiting so long until we are at the end of the year, or at the time we are taking our annual leave. That's when we want to get some kind of rest and recuperation. And I've been arguing and I've been saying that the nature of work these days and the nature of commute to work these days, it is so strenuous to the point that people are spending more time at work than they're spending at home. People are spending nearly half the day, in fact more than half the day, on matters related to work, because they've got to wake up and they've got to prepare and they've got to go and they've got to brave the traffic jams and so on, and then they have to work, and then after work they've got to brave the traffic jams again and then come back and start recuperating and repairing. There is basically no time to recharge yourself, to revitalize your mind, to revitalize your body. And that's why in this podcast I've been offering several nuggets, some of the little things that count, things that can recharge us on a daily basis, so that we don't have to wait until the weekend is here. We don't have to wait until we take our annual leave, that we can have this body revitalized. And so in this podcast today, I'm going to do a small recap on some of those things we've been discussing, and then I will give you one more detail that you can be able to use so that your body is refreshed. Are you ready? The first thing we said you need to do is to take a power nap. If you don't know what a power nap is, it is simply sleeping in few minutes. Okay, when you taking yourself out of the work situation and you just go away for 15 minutes to 30 minutes and you just black out and you sleep and you re-energize yourself. We say that is a very powerful thing, that especially when your body is telling you that you need to rest, take a power nap. Sometimes your body might be telling you need to get rest, and you look around and there is so much to do, and you're thinking, if I rest I am going to be slacken and lag behind. But no, the power nap actually does revitalize you. It gives you relaxation, it gives you sharpness, it gives you focus, it gives you awareness and alertness, and it gives you nice cognition once again. So go and take a power nap. And then we said, related to the power nap, you need to take some time and sleep adequately. Adequate sleep is, people normally tell us that you need to sleep at least 8 hours a day. Okay, maybe at most 8 hours a day or 8 hours a night, so that you can have enough rest. And that rest is critical to your body. It is critical to your mind. It's critical to your spirit. It's critical to your emotions. Someone who has not rested well is someone who is agitated, someone who is not creative, someone who is basically stressed. And for you to be productive, you don't need to be agitated, you don't need to be stressed, you don't need to be someone who is not creative. You need to be someone who has well rested, so that you can become creative. And then we said that you need to take some time and do some recreation, some play. Go and play, or go and do some physical exercises, do some kind of stretching, some cardiovascular, some strength exercises. Physical body needs to be physically activated, so that you can become a top-notch productive human being. And then yesterday we dealt with something very critical. We say that you need to have relationships. Shut down the computer, shut down the technology, shut down your phone, shut down the TV, and just talk to people. Talk to friends, talk to loved ones, have these moments of engagement, listen to people, discuss matters that are important to both of you, to each and every one of you, and listen to people's viewpoints and listen to people's mindsets, and get to learn what people's aspirations are. Cross-pollinate one another. Even as you do this, you are refreshing the mind, you're refreshing the body, you're refreshing the spirit, you're getting the mind out of the strenuous work and so on. And before you know it, by the way, people have gotten ideas for work from just having relationships and just having these conversations. Some idea is dropped onto your mind and it unlocks something that maybe you are stuck on at work. Today, I am going to give you one more thing that you can do. You don't need to wait until Christmas so that you can have this done. It is simply going to theater. watching live theater, watching comedies, watching a movie in a movie theater and something of that nature, it is something that takes you out of the break, and it has this power of transporting you into another world, and you forget everything concerning work, because for the most part, when your mind is working, do you know you can be working when you're at home? Did you know you can be working when you're not even at work? Because your mind is just there. And the more you are thinking about the work, the more you are stressed, the more your mind is working, the more you're getting tired, and so on and so forth. So these things of going to theater, first of all, you're meeting with people, and people are laughing, and people are talking, and so on. You're socializing with people, and you transferred yourself from the environment, the strenuous environment of work, to a more loosely free environment, social environment, where you are sharing life with other people, and you're having yourself being entertained. It is okay to be entertained, and you don't need to wait until Easter, Christmas, and special occasions or special holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, for you to do this. You can do this, you can schedule this during the week. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we need people. We need people who are very good in theater. We need people who are actually out there and they're producing excellent stuff. If you're listening to me and you're a theater person, you're an arts person, you're a musician, or you're a dramatist and you're an actor, we are depending on you. You see, we need to be productive in our work, and you need to be excellent and fine in what you're doing, so that when we come and sit and we paid our money and we come and sit from strenuous work, we come and sit and we are listening to you, or we are watching you, we are actually blown away with your X factor, because we need to be revitalized, we need to be refreshed, we need to be renewed, we need to be re-energized, so that we can go back there and make things work. It has been proven that there are very many health benefits that accrue for you when you go out there on theater, and when you're going out there, especially a place where you can find laughter. Laughter makes you healthy. See, when you go somewhere and people are cracking serious wicked jokes, and you laugh until you're crying, or maybe you cry until you laugh, and so on and so forth. It's been said that laughter, humor, and joy are important part of life, because laughter lowers your blood pressure. See, if you compare theater and work, where do you think high blood pressure is found? It is found at work. And if you're just always at work, you're not dealing well with your high blood pressure. So what do? You go for theater, you go for a movie, you go for a comedy, and you have your blood pressure sorted by laughing. Secondly, this thing of theater, it reduces stress. Of course, the environment at theater is easier, simpler, freer than the environment at work, where you have targets and you have bosses and you have stern faces and so on, and things are waiting, things are not working, and so on. But when you are in theater, is the complete opposite. Your stress is reduced, and hormones are also released, and they are healed, and so on. Stress hormones are reduced, and so on, and it increases muscle flexation. See, when you are laughing, I'm telling you, they normally say this thing that when you're smiling, you're using less muscles than when you're laughing, than when you're frowning, something of that nature. But when you're laughing, someone said that laughter is an instant vacation. It increases the circulation of antibodies in the bloodstream and makes us more resistant to infection. That's why we need to be going to theater. And you see, the opposite can easily be found at work. The stress hormones are released at work. The intoxicating blood is released at work, because you're seated in the same place. But when you go out there in theater, it is actually totally different. Laughter. Have you ever laughed until you're just crying and then you're just sighing? That moment just releases something so powerful and so re-energizing to you that it can earn you a lot of energy that you might have expended back at work. So I'm encouraging us that we need to take theater seriously. And I know every country where you are existing, there is some semblance of theater. And I know for me, I have problems with people who normally do arts and especially comedy. When you go for a comedy show and everyone, okay, maybe everyone who is a comedian there is not using clean comedy, and all they're doing is cracking lazy, sick, below the line jokes, just talking about genitals and so on and so forth, is actually not good for my values and for my morality. But when you find someone with clean, nice jokes, you can laugh yourself silly and you can actually recoup so much. Like we said, this is not a waste of time when you go out there to recuperate, to refresh yourself, to have your mind re-energize and refocus on something totally different than the strenuous work. I'm sure if you look carefully or if you ask carefully, you're going to find a place where you can go and you can have some theater, some movies, some live play, some drama, some dance, and it's going to refresh and revitalize you. It is important for us to be productive, so we can do this during the week. We can plan for it and we can have it done. Well, we're going to continue giving you nuggets about productivity, about rest. Until tomorrow, bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.